The photo I'm about to show was taken at a...
I'm gonna go back just because I don't fucking care.
Out of all places, the scariest place to be at would have to be a farm, specifically within the fields. And of course, it's a lot more terrifying to be at during the night. Sharpsky was driving through a field when he came across something pretty terrifying.
My camera can't fucking pick it up. What are those?
Dude.
What are those? Why does it look like they have heads? Bro, that's actually people. Bro!
Please just get out of here, dude.
That's that KKK shit for real. Like,
no, that's a cult meeting. Right?
Yeah, that's a straight up cult meeting. If I was fucking driving around like Kansas back roads and I saw that shit, hell no.
I'd be scared.
I would be pulling out so fucking fast.
I'm bad.
Perhaps this might have been a cult. Who knows? Seeing something like this in the middle of nowhere, late at night, must truly be a terrifying sight. On May 23rd, at around 8:30 p.m., Daniel Robb was resting at home when he heard a downright terrifying, blood-curdling sound outside his apartment. Here's what he caught.
There's a sound screaming, it's like a scream. It's so freaking loud, and it's coming from up in the air, like up there. It's been going on now. What is that? I swear I saw like this thing when the lightning was flashing a second ago. What the f-? Dude, that's coming from like up in the sky outside of my apartment. What up, Nessa? Hold on. That is so loud and so like eerie. It's like a banshee, blood-curdling scream. Ooh. There it is again. What is that?
As Daniel stated, the screams seemed to be coming from the sky. Perhaps the screams were coming from far away, making it seem like they were coming from the sky. This is definitely on par with the Aztec death whistle, as both sound eerily the same. Although both are terrifying to hear, this one takes the cake for sounding like actual screams.
My money should work as hard as I do. That's why I use my Freedom Unlimited card every time I get gas. Get a little slack on pump 3. Earn big with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Here's some scary found footage that was taken in 1993. Although the quality of the video isn't that good, it is still nonetheless pretty creepy. Olivia Bishop found her father's old camera while cleaning up her home. In this camera, she found some old footage of herself as a child playing with her dad. The video starts off normal, like any other home video, but then, later into the video, something really creepy happens. Take a look at this footage and let me know what you think.
Okay, so I think my dad caught a ghost on camera back in 1993, and I want you guys to let me know what you think. And for all those Gen Zs out there, this is a camcorder. We'd set it up, press record, and go about our day. I don't know why, it was just a 90s thing. And just so you guys know, we've had a ghost in every house that we've lived in, so that's why I found this very intriguing. Go ahead and watch that pumpkin in the left-hand corner, and let me know what you think.
Aside from the toy moving on its own, the creepiest part about this is when Olivia looked off into the distance, as though she saw something that was calling her attention.
Oh, fuck that.
What's even more creepy about this is the fact that according to Olivia, every house she's lived in has had a ghost or some paranormal activity occur. Hopefully it's not the same ghost that's been haunting her, as that would spell very bad news. An entity that follows you around may not be a ghost, but something malicious, something unholy. Hopefully that's not the case. But what would you do if you found some old footage of yourself and saw something similar to what Olivia encountered? Let me know down below. This next video was taken by Natalie, who was home alone when she captured something really spooky on camera. She was calling her dog over, who was peeping its head from a corner.
Bro.
However, it wasn't until after she was done recording that she realized that this whole time her dog was actually outside the house.
Nope.
This is what
Fuck
she
that.
captured.
Lego,
Dude.
Lego. Come here.
Hell no. Hell no.
If Natalie's dog was
Nope.
outside the whole time,
Nope.
then what was this? Only
Fuck
reason
all
I can
that.
think of as to why she couldn't see that this wasn't her
Take it out.
dog
Take
is that she
all
might
that
have been
shit.
looking at her phone the whole time she was calling him over. On screen, it looks like a dog, but off camera, I'm sure that whatever this is looks different. Regardless, seeing something poke its head around a corner is creepy enough. And to think that this might be a paranormal entity makes this 10 times more creepy.
That's crazy.
Christian Gallagher was keeping an eye on his child through a baby monitor when he saw something that scared the living daylights out of him.
My bad. Forgot you had. That's why I wish I had two.
There appears to be another baby in this footage, as there's a face of a child next to his. However, Christian only has one child. As you can imagine, Christian was baffled by what he was
Hell no.
seeing. It sure is pretty creepy. It would probably be best if he sold the crib and bought a new one. Maybe
Not
it's the
the
crib
crib,
that's
get rid of the
haunted
bed.
and not the home.
Yeah.
But if they really wanted to get rid of whatever it was
Fuck
that was
that.
caught on camera, then selling the home wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just selling it. Nah, burn it. Burn it to the ground.
In the following video, Valeria Sophie caught something on camera that many viewers, including herself, can't explain. This footage was taken from the security camera located at the site of her house.
No.
Dude, what the fuck?
Is that?
What do you think this might be?
What is that?
It kind
That
of looks
shit
like
looks
some
like a
humanoid
long-legged
creature.
rotisserie chickens.
It
What the
almost
fuck?
shares the resemblance of those humanoid creatures drawn by Trevor Henderson. Whether humanoid or
Hell
not,
no.
seeing this thing in
I don't know
person
what the
must
fuck
be a
it was.
terrifying
That's a
sight.
goddamn rake. That's a goddamn skinwalker right
Allie
there.
Richardson was looking over at some footage from the security camera outside her
No.
home. While looking over at this footage, she notices something pretty odd. Take a look at this video and see if you notice anything weird.
Oh shit.
No. What? Move your fucking head.
You move your fucking head.
It appears as though the person walking across the street is transparent.
That's
Could this be a
crazy.
ghost? Or is this something that might have been caused by the
Oop.
camera? What do you think?
No, that's something caused by the camera. I seen them just fine at the beginning of the video. Rewind it real quick.
While doing a live stream, Amber w- that might have been caused by the camera.
Well, no, rewind it again.
What do you
Could see
think?
him just fine
Is
when I
this
was in
something that
first
might have been
drive-by.
caused by the camera?
And then he fades.
What do
away.
you
know what I'm
think?
talking about? Watch.
Yeah, I see him.
That's weird.
While doing a live stream, Amber Woodworth caught something on camera that she can't explain. It was only after looking back at her live stream that she
It's gonna be
noticed
some
something really odd in the
bullshit.
background.
Up in the fucking window.
It was unfortunate.
Here's a screenshot that was taken from one of my lives like 2 days ago. During the live, so many people kept saying that there were faces in the window behind me, but I honestly thought that people
Oh,
were
I
just
see
trying
it.
to scare me
It's at the top.
until I
barely
received
see
this
it, but I can
screenshot
see it.
today. And let me zoom in a little bit for you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I can clearly see a face peeking over the ledge. It honestly looks like a possum wearing a top hat to me. So It helped me not feel so scared, but it's also very creepy at the same time. And then I looked back at the image a little later and realized I was missing a second face. To me, it definitely looks like there's a man standing behind the first thing that I saw, and it looks like they're both listening in to what I'm saying and spying on me. Definitely something I cannot unsee. Can you see it?
It's a little hard to make out the faces that she claims to see. But what do you see? If you look close enough, you can somewhat see the two faces that Amber's talking about. Surely, this place must be haunted. If that's the case, then it would be really cool if Amber did a live stream inside the house. I'm sure many of her viewers would be interested in seeing some more spooky stuff like this. John Vasquez had set up a camera in the middle of the woods. He was surprised to see that he caught footage of a deer getting close to the camera. However, this wasn't as surprising as what he caught later on in the footage.
Yo.
What the f is that? That is f***ing creepy.
What do you think this might be? The shape of this anomaly
Bro,
is hard
what?
to describe.
What the f
Spirit
is that?
booked then.
That is f***ing creepy.
What do you think this might be? The shape of this anomaly is hard to describe, but its movement is pretty fast. What are your thoughts on this? Thanks for watching, and until next time.
Next.
Which one?
Do 60.
Ads. Ads.
A home security camera shows a couple sleeping inside their bedroom when something extremely creepy happens. On June 19 of 2022, user Chubby Gooby and her husband had caught footage of something that, according to them, words cannot explain. Chubby writes, "I feel incredibly uncomfortable posting this because I feel like it could be uncomfortable for many people, but I strongly feel it's important to show what has been happening in our home." It goes without saying, but this video has left them terrified. This is what they caught.
Hello everyone, this is our experience on June 19th, 2022. I would like to thank you all for your continued support during this difficult time.
Nope. Nope.
I'd rather some shit like that happen while I'm asleep than when I'm awake.
I just think that man splits out the blanket too. I shoot myself. This is why I sleep with my feet. See?
Dude,
Fuck
no.
I was fully asleep at this point and I was trying to wake up.
Why is that bitch still scooting? That's crazy. Let's let her get this.
Nope.
Yo.
No. Couldn't
We
be
were
me.
both half asleep at this point and I don't really remember what happened exactly. I just heard a sound. It wasn't until we watched the video.
It's almost as though something had entered the room, closed the door behind it, and began to move things around. The couple can't think of anything to explain this, which is why they posted the video.
If you guys have any actual explanation, like that's scientific to why these things are happening to us, that would actually put us at ease. I have had a few experiences at my house before this one, but nothing to this extent. So, I don't know. I think it might be following me.
Unfortunately, posting the video has made them feel even more unsettled, as many viewers suggest that they should leave the house immediately. They believe that an evil presence has made itself known. Although it's not sure what exactly is haunting the couple, many believe that the house isn't safe to be in. But of course, what do you think? What exactly is going on in this clip? There has yet to be a definitive answer to this question.
A whole lot of fuck off is what's going on.
Yeah, right.
Jerry Bruce is a father who loves spending time with his children. If you hop over to his channel, you'll find that most of his videos have a wholesome quality to them. However, out of all the videos on there, 2 in particular stand out from the rest. These 2 videos are different in that they show something that doesn't fit with the family-friendly content of this channel. If anything, they seem to have come from a horror movie, one that is based on a family terrorized by paranormal activity.
So paranormal
As it
activity.
turns out though, that's exactly the case here. Jerry has been encountering strange occurrences in his home that seem to be paranormal in nature. On May 26th of 2009, he is suddenly woken up by a strange noise inside his living room. He immediately grabs his phone and begins to record. Jerry writes, "I have never seen anything like this. My wife and I were awakened by the sound of a door closing. This video is all I got before me and my family left the house." This is what he caught.
Nope.
No. Fuck nah. That. Nah. Nope. Nope. Hell no. Nope. 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 What? Fuck off, right?
Strangely,
At that point, I
the
would've just
handle
said, like,
on the other
"Dude,
side of the
push it
door
open."
is being turned as
Right?
though someone inside were doing this. But, as shown in the video, no one is in there. An encounter like this would definitely spook anyone. But then again, there are some who might write this off as being caused by a draft entering the handle's lock. Although it isn't sure if that's the case,
pushing the hinge
it's the
all
second
the way
video
over?
that seemingly dispels
Hell
this
no.
notion. On July 11 of 2009, Jerry's recording his son
I don't know.
when
Somehow
all of a
it could be.
sudden, something really creepy
He could be
happens.
bullshitting.
A house
Probably
or
some
a
shit
laptop?
gonna pop up in that
Which one do you think is worth more? Well, definitely not the house because it.
That's what I'm expecting.
Take a look.
Oh, nope.
Whoa! Fuck off! Fuck off!
Whoa, shit. That's crazy.
Hell no!
That boy
The
said,
same
"Gotta
closet
go."
from the first video can be seen opening on its own.
God bless.
Then, seconds later, the toy flips over by itself.
Nah.
It almost seems like whatever had been inside had tripped
Nah.
over this toy in its attempt to get to the child. It is
No.
immediately
No,
then
fuck
that he
off.
grabs his son and rushes out of the living room at once. Understandably, Jerry was totally spooked. Viewers believe that he might be dealing with something paranormal. But, as with most videos, it's hard to be sure if that's so. Could it be that a supernatural presence resides in Jerry's closet? Or is something else going on here?
Nope.
You be the judge.
I'd just grab a
An
nail.
anonymous individual named S had broken into a house that is said to be haunted. The residents of the place no longer live on the property, as apparently they had gone missing. The husband and wife who lived here mysteriously disappeared. No one knows what happened to the couple, but it's rumored that something terrible occurred. It was after their disappearance, however, that a family member shared surveillance footage from inside the couple's house. This footage was taken from the couple's security cameras, and it shows things that occurred before they went missing. Overall though, the footage is pretty creepy. Take a look at these clips and see what you think.
Dude, Asian ghosts are the most pissed off. Like, period. Maybe he was... God, fuck off! I don't know why, that had me a little shook right there. That had me like, actually...
Nah, don't fuck with the china.
Dude.
Fuck with the glass.
Dude. Don't do it. Don't do it.
God damn it.
God. That's a fucking poltergeist. That's a dick ghost.
It's probably really expensive too. No, why you gonna...
Notice how those floaty things go in there and then this shit happens?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. Did you see that? Watch the door very carefully after it opens. Like, watch.
Oh.
Wait, I think that might have just been the picture.
May have been just a picture.
Let me fucking... Oh shit, it's 180p. Fucking lie.
Although pretty creepy, it wasn't scary enough to deter someone from breaking inside. An anonymous individual named S had seen the footage and decided to check out the property for himself. Little did he know, this was a bad idea. He breaks into the property by entering through a window on the second floor. He goes in and immediately feels uneasy.
Did they say where this
is
was?
what he caught.
Japan, China? Japan? Their lucky guns are illegal. Try doing that here, you're gonna get shot.
Well, this house is abandoned anyways.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of shit in there for it to be abandoned.
All the people... That was footage from before they went missing.
Ah, okay. Boy, that's a
But
whole...
it's
That's a full
speculated
room.
that it's a whole ass tomb.
Or no, it's a shrine, maybe? I don't know.
No, it's a fucking tomb.
No, but if you look down at it, it looks...
That is eighth wrong.
Nah, but like, look back at it though. Like, that's way too small of a spot for like anyone to sit. Of course your skinny ass can fit there. You are skinnier than me at this point. Boy, looking like chicken bones and shit. No, chicken bone Q-tip.
That's a shrine.
That is a shrine. What the fuck was that movie we saw the other night? You're not... Yeah, incantation. This is some incantation shit.
Oh, shit.
If there's one thing that movie has taught me, don't fuck with the shrine.
Don't fucking fuck with the shrine.
You don't look behind it.
Don't look behind the shrine. Don't fuck with the fucking dolls on the shrine. Don't fuck with
Bet you
dolls
that door is just opening and slamming. Shit. Sounds like it. Sounds like something's hitting something. And then the floaty thing floats. Yo! Hell no!
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Dude, I'd have been fucking out. Gone.
I would have ran through that fucking
Gone.
ghost. I would have ran through the ghost.
See, and then the floaty things.
Oh, for a second I thought there was somebody crawling down the hall.
It was only after the mysterious knocking had stopped that the intruder looked to the side and saw what appeared to be a shadowy figure peeping from down the hall. It seems to be observing him before creeping away from sight.
Fuck off.
Not sure if he was just seeing things. He walks over to where the figure was seen, but eerily finds nothing there.
I'm good.
Now, it wasn't until posting this video that viewers had noticed something odd about the figure. After being spotted by the intruder, it moves in such a way that seems very unnatural. It almost appears to be floating or even sliding away from view. Just like the surveillance footage from earlier, viewers find this video baffling. But there has yet to be more footage posted. Until then, we'll have to base our judgment on the evidence currently in hand. Doubtless, this video is pretty spooky.
Bro, no.
For the full video and story on this mystery, you can check out the channel Fourth Wall, where other paranormal videos can be found. The following video comes from William Sloan, who in 2013 caught footage of something pretty creepy. Before capturing this footage, however, William had played with the Ouija board inside his house. The reason for using the board wasn't just to play with it, but rather to ask questions to the ghost that is haunting his home. According to William,
so you
there
fucked
had
around
been
with the
strange
Ouija
happenings
board?
in his house, and he wanted to find out
Couldn't have
who
gotten like a
or
spirit
what
box or
was
whatever the fuck they're
responsible for
called?
these odd occurrences. Fortunately,
EVP
it was
machine
through the
or whatever
Ouija
the hell?
board that he found out the name of the ghost. It calls itself
Isn't it
James
crazy
and
that
claims to be
thing
responsible
Hasbro's
for the
done all
strange
this
activity
shit?
in his house. But then one night, while being in his living room, William encounters something pretty spooky.
Nah, if that chair's just
William
rocking,
sees his chair rocking back and forth and thinks that it might be James who's sitting on it.
No.
Just rock it a little bit. Just a little bit. I know you can do it. Come on.
William is clearly unnerved, but it's the following video, which was
I'd be
taken a month
fucking
later,
unnerved too.
that captures something really freaky. William is alone at home when the following happens.
And the fucking ad on time never fails.
I'm gonna go close it.
Hurry up.
Okay, a few minutes ago, I was sitting on the couch over there, and I was just watching TV and on Facebook as usual, and I don't know where Backstreet is. Right there. Backstreet was sitting next to me on the couch, and Hazel, this girl, was way back here.
This is where
in
he
the
catches the
hall.
spooky shit.
Okay. And all of a
the fuck
sudden,
he catches it, but chances are it's gonna catch my ass off guard.
these vertical blinds they rattled by themselves, like somebody just walked into them.
Balls in the south.
They're shaking a little bit now, but it's because of the heating vent. It's adjacent, and they always sway a little bit. Or Baxter, he hangs out and he moves them. But we're going to try to get it to happen again. James, if you're here, move those blinds again, because that was really good, and I didn't get it on tape when it happened the first time. I don't know. I think that was the event. It wasn't like what it did before.
Hell. Hey, he got his fucking wish.
Oh. Yeah.
He got his fucking wish. Oh, motherfucker said it.
Like most viewers, William doesn't know what to make of this, except that it might have been James. It is still unknown as to what exactly caused this. Is it the case that
Shadow,
James, the supposed ghost, is haunting William's house? Or might there be another explanation for this? Once again, what do you think? Feel free to share your thoughts down below. If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next... This next video comes from Nathan Hughes, who not only enjoys being an actor and a photographer, but also a dog owner. One day, while sitting at home, Nathan notices one of his dogs acting strange. Molly, who was resting on the couch, began to tremble as though she were seeing something incredibly frightening. Being a lover of dogs, he was deeply unsettled by Molly's behavior. If only he had known what she was seeing. This is the video he took.
Molly,
do you want a biscuit?
She's like, nah, dude.
What's wrong?
She's like, dude, do you not see the shit I see?
What's wrong? What are you looking at? What is it? Molly? What is it?
Molly.
Are you okay?
Doesn't give a fuck right now. She's seeing some shit you don't see.
What is it? Eat your biscuit. No? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Why don't you eat your biscuit? It's okay. Where's your biscuit?
Shit pops its head out.
She appears to be seeing something that Nathan can't. Unlike most dogs, who either growl or bark at something that doesn't appear to be there, Molly trembles in fear. As one viewer had commented, just imagine what that spirit looks like for her to be trembling like that.
Yeah, for real.
Although we can't be certain if it's something paranormal, there's no denying that Molly's reaction is very unsettling.
She's
now,
looking at
it could be the case that she's having a seizure, but according to a viewer, if that were so, then she wouldn't be responding to Nathan's voice. In the video, we can see her looking back and forth when being spoken to, suggesting that she's able to respond, which is often impossible for an animal having a seizure to do. So then, what exactly is causing her to react this way? As with most videos, this one remains a mystery. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time. Something by the window. Drew2727 captures something really creepy while filming his friends. On a Saturday night, Andrew and his friends were at his place, watching a fight on TV. As they were watching the fight, Andrew decides to record them, as he saw this as a special occasion. But, little did he know, that his friends wouldn't be the only ones recorded. As he pans over to his friends, Andrew captures what appears to be a sinister-looking apparition. It's hard to see it the first time, but when you replay the video in slow motion, you can see the thing that scared the living daylights out of Andrew. It appears to have no facial features, except for 2 hollow eye sockets.
Bro,
it also
that looks
seems
like
to be
the
wearing
fucking
Talk about
Slender
Slender
Man shit, dude.
Regardless of what this is, it sure gave Andrew chills.
Does it not?
Who noticed this after replaying the video. Perhaps he too wanted to watch the fight.
Hell
But
yeah,
in
Slender
all
Man was
seriousness,
like, yo,
whatever
let
this
me-
is has yet
I've
to
been
be
wanting to watch this
explained.
fight too. I've seen ads
It's
everywhere,
videos like
seen
these, the ones that go
billboards,
unexplained, that I can't
posters
stop
come
thinking
flying through
about.
my neck of the woods.
When I first started Eve, I was a minor.
No one
and I was really
fucking cares.
Death at Disneyland. Although pretty old, the following video still keeps me up at night. YouTuber Julian Hans has compiled a list of tragic incidents that have taken place at Disneyland. And all incidents, without a doubt, are pretty disturbing. But there is one particular incident that I often think about, and it's the revolving theater accident, the last entry on our list.
This one's
In 1974, the park opened a new attraction called America Sings. It was unlike most attractions in that it wasn't a ride, but a theater that rotated around 6 stages. It was a show comprised of 6 different acts, each of which had its own stage. After the end of an act, the theater would black out and rotate onto the next stage. Although seeming like a harmless attraction, it still proved to be dangerous after a hostess of the show met her death by standing too close to the area in between the revolving theater and the stages.
And hear America sing. Sing it, Sam. Yankee Doodle traveled south, riding on a riverboat. Played a tune and sang it out. It sounded like a billy goat. Yankee Doodle liked the South, sang their song so dear. Thought they were most elegant for everyone to hear.
Dude, I'd haunt that place if that was the last thing I had to hear before I fucking died.
Guests of the show were startled or shrugged it off, as they thought the screams were part of the show. It wasn't until hours later that employees found the body of 18-year-old Deborah Stone dismembered. The attraction was then closed down, but 3 days later, it reopened. I still can't shake the thought of this video, as the darkness of the clip leaves it up to your imagination to visualize how exactly she met her demise. Although pretty sad, it's really disturbing.
Everyone could see that shit.
Dog.
Some kids would need therapy.
On June 7th, Twitter user JB
I've seen this
posted
all
a
over
clip of
the place. This
something
video's
that has
kinda
baffled
dumb.
many viewers online. According to JB,
Like, it's literally
the
some
footage
tweaker.
comes from a security camera belonging to one of her neighbors. It was only after that night and the following morning that her neighbor saw this.
Nah, bro, that is a
No details were
crackheaded-ass
given as to
tweaker
how she reacted upon
just
seeing
passing
this,
through people's
but
yards.
she was most likely unsettled by it.
Dude,
As for the
have you not
so-called
seen,
creature in
like,
this footage,
tweakers, like,
it's hard to tell
really
what
far
it
into
is.
their addiction?
Some people have
They
likened it to an
basically don't even look
alien,
human.
and others to Dobby, an elf character from the Harry Potter franchise. Regardless of what many claim it to be, its appearance is quite unsettling. It moves in such a way that it leaves you feeling creeped out. Initially, I thought this video was fake, as anyone nowadays can edit footage and make it look real. But the more I watch this video, the more I doubt its fakeness. From its reflection on the car to the shadow it casts, I can't help but think that this may be legit footage of an alien-like creature captured on camera. Of course, I could be wrong, but let me know what you guys think. I'm still trying to see if there's anything in this video that can debunk this.
You haven't lived in Florida, my man.
If there's anything that scares me the most, it has to be unexplainable sounds, since most of those tend to be really eerie. And the following sound has to be the epitome of what I mean by eerie. YouTuber Don Garvey gives some background information on the following audio. Garvey had placed a digital recorder inside a basement after a homeowner complained of hearing noises coming from there late at night. After having left the recorder there for 3 days, nothing was captured. However, the following night, they captured something beyond terrifying. At first, they couldn't hear a thing, but after having amplified the sound 20 times, they heard this. Ever since listening to this, I've been trying to figure out what those noises were. It's really spooky, and I can't help but think that the homeowner didn't move after hearing this, as most people tend to come up with some explanation. Perhaps this might be genuine evidence of something paranormal. Had I heard this in my own home, I would have packed my things and left in a heartbeat. Peeping Ghost.
Hell
There's something
no.
about
Fuck
peeping
that.
ghost videos
Fuck
that
no.
freak me out.
No, let me get my
It might
feet
be
up.
because of how, out of nowhere, a head suddenly appears at the corner of a doorway or behind something.
Dude, no.
Wherever it pops out from, it freaks me out. And the following clip is a perfect example of what I'm talking
I don't
about.
want to fucking see that.
The following video comes from a YouTuber who states that he got the following clip from another
Looks like a
YouTuber
bitch
whose channel
that
was
damn near
terminated for
caught him
unknown
cheating.
reasons. He goes on to state that no backstory or information relevant to the clip is given. Doubtless, even without any information, the clip is very creepy. The clip starts off with what appears to be someone recording their room. Then, after a couple of seconds, the camera pans away to the other side. Upon viewing the clip for the first time, you may not notice anything unusual, but if you replay it again in slow motion, you'll see what appears to be a head peeping from the other side of the bed. How creepy. It's videos like these that give me chills. However, what's worse about this video
It's
is the
probably
fact
fake,
that there's no information on
fuck
it.
that.
Because of this, you're left wondering whether or not the person who filmed it is okay.
Fuck that.
As you try to come up with some explanation for this clip, you're left thinking if it's real or not. Who knows? Just thinking about it keeps me up at night. Ghost Girl. Like the previous video, this one has to do with a peeping ghost. It is still nonetheless pretty creepy.
This one's fake.
The video starts off with two girls who seem to be dancing in the room, when, out of nowhere, a ghostly figure peeps at them from behind the doorway. Right when they see this, they run out of the room and abruptly stop when they see, from upstairs, what appears to be a girl dressed in drags. The sight of this was so frightening that upon seeing this apparition, they bolted out of the house and onto the street. They continued to record, and what they captured next was
You
truly
can see her in the
terrifying.
window.
Hey, see? What'd I say? Oh my god. What'd I say? Scar! No, shush. No.
I was warm.
It appears that this entity has the ability to teleport from one place to another. Whatever it is, it sure is pretty scary. Because of this video, I'm somewhat scared of open doors, especially if the outside is dark. Who knows what I might see. The mind is really good at conjuring up frightening images when you're both scared and alone in the dark. It's for this reason that I always keep the door closed, not just for the sake of privacy, but for my own sanity too. Body of a pig.
Body of
This next video was uploaded by Devin Raymond, who captured something really scary. Before showing us what he captured, Devin explains that he cannot name the individuals involved in this video, since he's not allowed to do so for legal reasons. All we know is that Devin was a special guest who served as a tour guide for a group of paranormal investigators. Soon after mentioning this, Devin shows us a clip of them exploring what appears to be an abandoned crematorium. They then stumble upon a chamber for cremating people and decide to open it. Upon opening up this chamber, they capture what sounds like a disembodied voice saying the following. It was only after processing and slowing down the audio that they heard this. But, most chilling of all, after taking a photograph inside this chamber, they capture what appears to be a menacing looking face in the distance. Whatever this is might have been responsible for the voice we heard. Doubtless, both the audio and image that was captured is pretty unnerving and enough to keep you up at night. Haunted mirror. In my room, I have this mirror that I have on the wall, and whenever I pass by it, especially when the lights are off, I get really creeped out because it reminds me of this really disturbing video that I saw years ago as a kid. The video starts off with what seems to be a parent recording their child who's combing her hair in front of a mirror. At first, it seems pretty normal, but as the video progresses, something really creepy happens. The parent continues to record and captures this.
Nope. No. No, I'm okay.
There's no doubting that this video is sure as hell creepy.
No.
Thanks for watching. If you've ever seen any creepy videos that you can't stop thinking about, let me know in the comments below. That's
Oh, dude, we should watch this and call the numbers.
No.
Dude, let's do it. Dude.
I gotta get to bed here soon.
No, you
Not
don't.
soon, but shortly, because I have work.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Nope.
Times for.
Don't think so.
Here are some webcam stories that I thought were really creepy. I've only chosen stories that seem real or possible, as those tend to be the creepiest. Some of these stories are pretty disturbing. So if you're someone that's easily creeped out, then perhaps this video is not for you. That said, here are 8 scary webcam stories. She taught her how to wave. Although creepy, the following story is a little sad. Reddit user I am not a butterfly writes about the last time he saw his wife and daughter. He starts off by talking about how his wife has been teaching their daughter Hannah, who was a couple of months old, how to wave. She's been teaching her how to do this for quite some time. Then, one day, out of nowhere, Hannah starts waving on her own. As you can imagine, he was really happy to see his own daughter finally waving without anyone's help. Then, 2 months later, he's told by his boss that he has to go on a business trip to Singapore. Because of this, he thought it'd be best to use Skype to contact his wife and daughter while being overseas. And ever since he arrived, he's been using Skype to contact them. Then, the night before he's due back home, he Skypes his wife. They were talking about their day when out of nowhere, Hannah, who was in her playpen, starts waving at the hallway. He then asks who it is that she's waving to. Of course, she couldn't respond, but he wishes that she did, since this was the last time he saw either of them. Whoever it was that she was waving to had to be responsible for their disappearance. Stories like these make you wonder about its ending.
Bro.
What happened that night and who could have done such a thing? This is one creepy story with a mysterious yet sad ending.
Nah, dude.
That's fucked up.
An unsettling occurrence on Skype. Reddit user JC1993 writes about a chilling incident that took place on Skype. While on his way to class, JC realizes that he left his tablet in his dorm. He was using it the night before, talking to his girlfriend on Skype. He also realized that he left the program running. He forgot to end the call on Skype. However, little did he know that during this call, his girlfriend, who was still on, would see something quite chilling during the time that he's not there. On his way back to his dorm, he receives a text from her, causing his stomach to churn upon reading the message. In the text, she asks why he won't answer her when she could clearly see him moving in his dorm. This gave him chills. The thought of someone inside his room freaked him out. Someone must have broken in, he thought. This really scared him, but the fact that he was already standing outside his door scared him even more. He replied by saying that isn't possible, since he's not there. She then replies with, "Someone is then. They looked at me." This was the last thing he wanted to know before coming inside. It petrified him to think that upon entering, he would come face to face with this stranger. He couldn't wait any longer, for the thought of meeting this person was gnawing at him. He unlocks the door, turns the knob, and walks in. And, to his surprise, there was no one there. Everything appeared to be in its place. His bed was still the way he left it, and his tablet was still on his desk, propped up against the wall. To this day, this occurrence perplexes him, for he can't explain what his girlfriend saw. Now, it could be that the stranger might have been hiding inside when JC came in, and left once he was gone. That's what I think. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Skype gone wrong. The following story was posted by an anonymous user on Reddit. The story is nonetheless very creepy and short. The story begins with a Reddit user talking about how he found a way to communicate with his girlfriend, since both were far away from each other. They decided to use Skype as their form of communication. Then, one night, during a Skype session, the user and his girlfriend stopped their conversation after the Reddit user realizes something strange. He saw what appeared to be blood on his foot. The sight of this freaked him out and caused him to experience what he claimed to be a minor breakdown, for he couldn't explain why he was bleeding. There was no cut, the blood was just there. He left the room, storming out the door and into the bathroom to clean himself up. When he came back, his girlfriend asked him something that to this day gives him chills. She asked who it was that walked out of his room after he left. As if the minor breakdown wasn't enough, he's told that there might be a stranger in his house. To this day, he can't shake the thought of her question, since she said that as this person left, he watched him close his door, a door that he left open on his way out. That's pretty creepy. If I were to be using Skype or anything similar, I would turn off the cam whenever I'm gone so that whoever I'm talking to doesn't tell me something I don't want to hear, like there being a ghost or a stranger in my house. Doubtless, this was one really creepy story. The internet is a scary place. If thoughts of someone watching you scares you, then the following story is sure to give you goosebumps. Reddit user Moose_O talks about the scariest thing that ever happened to him. One night, Moose was home alone, surfing the web and chatting with someone through Facebook, when all of a sudden, he noticed something weird. Each tab on his browser began to reload, except for the one he was on. Curious to see why each one refreshed, he clicked on one of the tabs and saw something that scared the living daylights out of him. Moose saw what appeared to be a live feed of himself. He was being recorded through his webcam and didn't realize this until now.
Bro!
But what's even more scary is the fact that there were people commenting through a live chat during this feed. And in one of the comments, someone said that they were going to make his death look like an accident. Upon reading this, Moose immediately closed his laptop and hid in his closet. Thankfully, nothing happened, but Moose states that this incident still haunts him to this day.
Like that, if you think you've been hacked,
So,
is
I guess the moral of the story is to close all your tabs
Then
or
unplug
to
your
avoid visiting
computer.
sketchy-looking websites, which is
Keep
probably how he
unplugged
got
for a little
hacked.
while and then plug 'em back in.
Doubtless,
See
Moose's
what
story
happens.
should be seen as a cautionary tale. I wasn't careful enough on the deep web. The deep web is perhaps one of the most sinister places to exist on the internet. Reddit user Packathon John describes the events that occurred while surfing the deep web. To this day, he still has nightmares of what happened. He starts off by talking about how his friend was able to find a way to access the deep web without getting hacked,
It's not
which
hard.
is something that commonly happens on there. After finding out how to safely surf the deep web and using it for quite some time, the Reddit user decides to explore some websites that he's never been on before. However, the Reddit user admits that doing so was a mistake, for he saw something that he wished he never saw. He came across a website in which contained pictures of a young girl who was being tortured among other things. And below these photos, there were people commenting and bragging about the terrible things they've done as well. Things that were similar in nature to what was being done to this girl. In fact, he was so disgusted that he decided to type in the comments that each person on this site was sick and that he was going to call the police. After typing this, the Reddit user realized that he made a huge mistake, for what happened next scared the living hell out of him. The website goes completely black, and a green chat box appears. In this chat box, someone with the username admin1 appears and types out the address at which the Reddit user is located. This anonymous person then warned him that if he called the police, he would kidnap him and his friends. Fearing for his life, he decided not to call them. He was then told by this person how to leave the site and never find it again. After following instructions on how to do so, the Reddit user decides to phone the police. But it was to no avail since they couldn't find the website he was talking about. And that's the end of this
Why you best
story.
keep your fucking
Here we have another cautionary
camera
tale about the
covered,
dangers
you
of
take a
surfing the deep
picture of
web.
that shit. Take a picture
If you
of the
plan on
URL.
doing so, then avoid doing what this Reddit user did by visiting websites that don't seem shady. Or just stay off the dark web. Doing so would be much safer.
Yeah, but not nearly as interesting.
My name is Irving Tisman. Today, we're going to do a little furniture shopping. I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome.
I saw something strange on a controllable webcam. Controllable webcams are those cameras that live stream the location in which they're in. They're usually found in parks, street corners, or sometimes homes. But the creepy thing about these cameras is that they give people access to whatever they're recording, and this access can be obtained via certain websites. However, if you plan on visiting these websites, then perhaps you should listen to the story first, since it might make you reconsider doing so. Reddit user cam_addict has been addicted to controllable webcams ever since he found out about them. One day, after looking at some surveillance cameras, he finds a live feed of what appears to be the inside of a house. However, upon further investigation, the Reddit user concludes that what he was actually seeing was a common house. This put him at ease, since initially he thought he was looking at an actual house. Now, he can continue observing this place without feeling guilty. Although he wouldn't feel guilty, he would later regret having done so, since what happens next has made him feel paranoid ever since then. The following day, he goes back to the stream and notices something strange. The lights in the house were now off. He then goes through every camera in the house and sees that not a single room is lit. But then, after going back to one of the rooms, he hears what sounds like muffled crying. Then, as if that wasn't creepy enough, he hears the voice of a man asking him if he would like to watch. The Reddit user immediately closes his laptop and leaves the room. He had to take a break and think about what just happened. It freaked him out that this man knew he was watching. He was too afraid to go back, but curiosity got a hold of him, and so he returned. But this time, what he sees will scare the living daylights out of him. Upon returning, he notices that the lights are now on. Nothing seemed strange until the following happened. The camera to one of the rooms switched footage and was replaced with pre-recorded footage of the Reddit user looking at his computer screen. As it turns out, the man behind these cameras hacked into the Reddit user's webcam and has been recording him for quite some time. This definitely freaked him out. But what almost caused him to lose his mind was the fact that there was someone outside his window looking at him in this pre-recorded footage. He then calls the police, fearing that there might be someone lurking outside. To this day, he remains paranoid and cannot shake the thought of hearing that person who was crying in the video.
Yeah, some of the shit you find on there will fucking
I'm a cam girl,
traumatize
and I
you.
had a terrifying Skype call. The following story was submitted by a webcam model who, as the title of the story says, had a scary experience with a client on Skype. Reddit user Blair Daniels makes most of her income through private Skype sessions with clients. According to the Reddit user, most sessions aren't that interesting, as most men either tell her rude things or ask questions about her day. However, there was one particular Skype call that was unlike the rest, and it's one that she'll never forget. One night, she joins a call with a man whose username was Matthew_X. Upon starting the session, she sees what appears to be the guy's crotch, filling the entire screen. The weird thing about this, though, is that he was fully clothed, which is unlike most of her clients who appear naked. But things got a lot more weird, as she's about to see something that will haunt her for the rest of her life.
He
While
cuts it
staring
off.
at his crotch, the camera starts zooming out, and as it does this, she notices that this person isn't moving. In fact, he was completely stiff, almost seeming dead.
Oh,
And
dude.
as the camera continued zooming out, she noticed that this person wasn't in a room, but what appeared to be a basement from the cinder block and cement floor in the background. Once the camera was done zooming, she was shocked to see that she wasn't looking at a man, but a mannequin on a chair. This creeped her out. What scared her the most was the other mannequin in the corner of the basement. It was dressed exactly like her. It was wearing the clothes she had the day before. She then demanded that the person behind the camera tell her who he was.
Nah.
But before she could say anything else, the call disconnected. Later that night, she went to bed feeling really paranoid, fearing that someone might be stalking her.
Yeah.
Then, 20 minutes later, she receives a call from her mother, who lives in a different house.
Fuck off.
Her mother asked what she's doing outside.
No.
Confused by her question,
No.
the Reddit user asks what she means. Her mother then says that she sees her standing outside next to her rose bushes, and that she can clearly see the clothes that she usually wears. Immediately after mentioning this, the Reddit user knew exactly what it was. It was the mannequin from the call. The stranger must have placed it there. She then warned her mother to stay inside and lock the door. But before she could finish telling her what to do, the line goes dead. The Reddit user ends the story here. Although we don't know what happened to her mother, We do know that the Reddit user is alive, since she was able to write this story. However, she hasn't posted any updates ever since. Hopefully
He
she's
probably
okay.
read that shit and was like, we're gonna pay you another
When we
visit.
agreed to be roommates, we said no romantic involvements.
Son, your mother and I...
My roommate wouldn't call me son.
Why I will never fix laptops again. Reddit user Please Stop Watching Me tells a scary story about an incident that has caused him to never fix nor open a laptop again. Please Stop Watching Me is known amongst his friends as an expert at fixing computers. One day, a friend named Daisy comes to the Reddit user seeking help. Daisy tells him that her laptop has been acting up lately, turning on the webcam at random times throughout the day. Daisy appeared scared and on the verge of crying. She feared that someone might have been watching her. Because of this, she placed a piece of tape over the webcam. Although he was too exhausted to fix anything, Daisy's concern
Boy,
gave
are
him
you
the energy he
fucking
needed to fix her
sleeping?
laptop.
No.
After receiving it, the first thing he did was check for viruses. However, to his surprise, there were none. This was odd, as
Do
that
your
would have
best,
explained the
double
computer's
time.
weird behavior. After multiple
Shit
attempts
going
at
on.
trying to figure out the problem, the Reddit user gives up.
So?
However, while
Be
remaining idle
enthralled
on the
in the
computer
story.
screen, a text file appears right before his eyes. He clicks it and sees the following message: remove the tape. Unfazed by this message, he says no. Then, a second message appears, this time saying something a little threatening. Don't make me ask twice. The Reddit user was now annoyed and decided to comply, knowing that nothing would happen if he removed the tape. He takes off the tape and receives a message through another text file, this time saying something creepy. You look great, love. Please smile for me. Soon after reading this, his roommate calls him over from the hallway, causing him to look away from the screen for a few seconds. But when he looked back, he noticed that the files were now gone. They disappeared. However, there was now a red folder in which contained something that still scares him to this day. He clicks on the folder and finds photos of himself, most of which were taken with Daisy's webcam. But what really put him on edge were the photos that seemed to have been taken from outside his window. This was enough to creep him out, and so he closed the laptop and returned it to Daisy the following day. Ever since then, he's sworn to never fix anyone's computer, especially webcams. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had.
Alright, we are going to end the live there.
Yes.
His dumbass has to go to sleep. He got work tomorrow. I got a sleep schedule to get back on track, which is not going to happen. So, thank you all for